You all seem to enjoy my recent deep dive into the Freeview television transmitters at Broadbottom and Glossop in Greater Manchester, so today I thought we'd look at a selection of these more unusual wooden relay towers. They tend to appear in fields in rural areas and serve as micro relays for large transmitter sites. The three we'll be visiting today all relay Winter Hill and are all slightly different. Their purpose is to feed the TV signals from Winter Hill into the black spots created by the hilly terrain up here in the northwest. So let's go. Our first stop is just outside the village of Langley near Macclesfield in Cheshire. Down in the corner of this field, overlooking the tiny village, is Langley Relay. This was originally a BBC transmitter site that came on the air on the 23rd of February 1979 to serve a population of around 550 people, a number that remained pretty much the same until this new housing estate was built. Langley originally relayed BBC's 1 and 2 Northwest and ITV from Winter Hill until Channel 4 was added on the 23rd of October 1987. The analogue transmitter here was 4 watts, and following the digital switchover on the 4th of November 2009 and 2nd of December 2009, it was replaced with a 2-watt transmitter. Nowadays, Langley relays Freeview BBC A Channel 23, D3 and 4 Channel 26, and BBC B Channel 30, still from Winter Hill. The site consists of a wooden pole and a small transmitter cabinet down at ground level. Winter Hill lies 32 miles away over to the northwest, the exact same direction this log periodic antenna, about halfway down the wooden mast, is pointing in. This is the receive antenna, and it's picking up the television signals from Winter Hill and passing them up to this array at the top of the mast. It consists of 6 log periodic antennas divided into 2 groups. These 4 are pointing northeast towards the main part of the village of Langley, and the other 2 point northwest to the row of houses on the outskirts. Interestingly, I couldn't see any TV aerials on these new build houses. Perhaps they're in the loft or just rely on fibre nowadays. The wider lobe created by the group of 4 log periodics is clearly visible when we look at the signal path created by the relay. The need for a relay here is quite evident when we look at the surrounding terrain, but rising toward the top of the mast we can see quite clearly out across the Cheshire Plain towards Drodgell Bank, Winter Hill, Greater Manchester, Stockport, and finally the BT Chiltern Tower over at Sutton Common. So that's Langley. There's not much more to say about this one, so let's head over to our next stop at Prestbury. This site came on the air later than Langley and was originally an NTL site. It began relaying Winter Hill during the 1990s. It initially relayed BBC's 1 and 2 Northwest, ITV and Channel 4 before the digital switchover on the 4th of November 2009 and the 2nd of December 2009. The analogue transmitter here was 10 watts, but the post-digital switchover transmitter is just 2 watts. There's a lot less going on here than over at Langley. The bottom log periodic points northwest and is receiving television signals from Winter Hill 27.5 miles away. Up at the top of the wooden mast is just a single pair of log periodics. These point northeast to the small village of Prestbury and Dale Brow, feeding Freeview to around 600 homes. Prestbury relays BBC A Channel 46, D3 and 4 Channel 43 and BBC B Channel 40. Interestingly, not all of Prestbury is screened from Winter Hill by the surrounding landscape, and a drive through the village revealed a mixture of aerials pointing at the relay and towards Winter Hill. Down at ground level is a transmitter cabinet, and at the top is a lightning arrestor to protect the equipment from a strike. Our final stop on today's tour is Horton Green, not a wooden pole but still a relay in a field. Horton Green was originally an IBA or Independent Broadcasting Authority transmitter site, which came on the air on October 3, 1986. Despite sitting in the town of Woodley in Stockport, Greater Manchester, the site is named Horton Green because it served the town of Horton Green in Tameside. It relays television signals from Winter Hill to the residents that lie behind this small ridge of land in Horton Green. Many houses have their antennas pointed towards Winter Hill, but some are using the relay. It apparently serves around 500 homes. The original analogue transmitter here was 7 watts, relaying BBC's 1 and 2 Northwest, ITV and Channel 4. It was then changed to relay Freeview BBC A Channel 46, D3 and 4 Channel 43 and BBC B Channel 40 on 2 watts following the digital switchover on the 4th of November 2009 and 2nd of December 2009. The top log periodic is the transmit aerial, sending signals to homes in the northerly direction, and the lower log periodic receives the feed from Winter Hill, almost 22 miles away, off to the northwest. The mast is a lattice tower unlike the previous 2 relays, and it's also home to a 3 cellular site that's been here for around 20 years. At the top is a small satellite dish, which could be a feed backup in case Winter Hill goes down, but I can't be certain. This hasn't been here all that long. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of 3 more Winter Hill relays. I hope to cover them all as time goes on, so stay tuned. If you'd like to watch more transmitter site tours, I'll leave a playlist in the description below.